Hi folks, and welcome to another video from Peacock Archery. I'm Philip Watson, and today we're taking a look at an often overlooked topic. We're looking at some string maintenance, and in particular, how to wax your string. Okay, so as we said, we're going to take a look at something really straightforward today, which is looking after your strings. They take an awful lot of abuse, and it's worthwhile paying a little bit of time and attention looking after them, and they'll last that little bit longer. So when it's not on the bow, make sure you keep it in the bag it came in the tube, or in a specialist string bag if you've got it, or just a plastic bag if you haven't, just to keep it clean when it's in your archery bag. In terms of keeping it clean, the process of waxing, really straightforward. A couple of tools that you do need. Obviously you need some string wax. I've got a couple of examples here. So these two are beeswax. Comes in a cake, or it comes in a little block here. Make sure that it is just beeswax and it isn't furniture polish or anything else like that. So this is 100% pure beeswax, and that's the stuff to go for. Really cheap from archery shops. Smells nice. Traditional archers will tend to use this over and above anything else for that traditional feel, but really what we're looking for is something that's going to help us lubricate the string. So that's natural beeswax. The other thing is that you can use something like this, which is a synthetic wax. Comes in, lots of different manufacturers make it. This happens to be made by Boning, so this is Textite, but it's a synthetic wax. And there are those that say that a synthetic wax with a synthetic string works great. Must admit, this is the stuff that I tend to use most. So in terms of what we do next, it's really straightforward. So we take our wax, squeeze it up so we've got some, and all I'm going to do is liberally, and I mean liberally, coat the string with wax. Then just using my fingers, I'm going to rub that into the strands of the string. What we're really doing here is simply warming the wax so it melts and slides in between the fibres of the string material. We don't want to go too vigorously, which is why I wouldn't recommend using a cloth or a piece of leather or something like that, because you can't really feel if the string's getting too hot, and there's a danger that you can overheat it. It is a man-made material and it will decompose at high temperatures, and you'd be surprised just how high a temperature you can generate with a piece of leather on something like this. So once it's well rubbed in, and what I've got here is some old serving thread. This is tail end of a spool of halo I just happen to have lying around in the workshop. I'm going to cut myself a length of that. And then next, I'm going to wrap it around the string, just one turn. I'm going to pull it left and right, reasonably taut, and I'm going to pull this down the length of the string. And what we're doing here is taking off the excess wax and also removing with it all of the dirt and grunge that was in between the string fibres at the same time. That's fairly nasty. I'll put that down there. I'm just going to gently rub that string again. And of course, we'd repeat the process at the other end of the string. I'm just going to show you one side. Questions: how often should you wax your string? Well, as often as you need to. Certainly when it starts ballooning out, then when it looks like it hasn't got any wax on it, then that's certainly the time that you should consider waxing it. If you're shooting regularly, maybe once a month. If you're in particularly dirty conditions, if you're a field archer and you're wandering up and down and you accidentally drop your bow, then take it home, wax the string there and then. So as frequently as you think. Really difficult to over wax a string because, as you see, you're putting the wax on and then taking it back off again. All you'll do is you'll work your way through more and more string wax. So you want to use it economically, but wax it as often as you see fit. One point to note is keep the wax off the end servings, and also keep it off the centre serving as well. We don't want to get wax, particularly on the centre serving, because that's where our fingers are going to go. We don't want to get wax on there. Other than that, that's about it. So thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.